Jae Chang writes, how does one submit a screenplay and to whom do you send it to? Production studios? And what's the likelihood of it being read? I imagine there being a pile of unread stories. I understand Joss Whedon had submitted a Wonder Woman script and received no response from WB. How much say does the writer have during a production? Just thinking of World War Z's Max Brooks. Granted, he'd sold the rights and only wrote the book, not the screenplay.
Well, there's several parts of the question. Let's address a couple of them in order. First of all, Joss Whedon did not, out of nowhere, write a Wonder Woman script and just submit it to Warner Brothers. Joel Silver, who was the producer over there at the time, commissioned Joss Whedon to write a Wonder Woman script. Wasn't that good, oddly enough. So anyway, so that just never got made. But it's not like Whedon just wrote one and just submitted it and they refused to read it. That's not how that worked out. As far as how much control a writer has over his thing, generally speaking, there are always exceptions. But generally speaking, none. None whatsoever. Once they write that script and the studio's paid for it and bought for it, it's theirs now. And then they put it in the hands of the director, and then it's his or hers, as the case may be. And then they can do to it whatever they wish. So unless you're a high power player and there's a very specific thing written into a contract, which most writers in Hollywood do not have the power to do, then they basically have no power. As far as who do you send a script to, I get asked this all the time. Nobody. Studios do not accept scripts sent to them. And they can't, for a very valid, unfortunate legal reason, that they don't want to ever be blamed or accused of stealing somebody's idea without giving them credit. So they just have to have a rule that says, we will not accept scripts at all. The only way you can get a script in front of a studio is if you get a legit in-the-circle literary agent, screenwriting agent. Because generally speaking, the studios just deal with them. And they go to them when they want certain things done and they want to talk to writers or whatever. So you can't just write a script and send it to a studio. That's not really the way to. Didn't you guys have anything to add to any of that?
I think you covered it, John. It's solid.
I think the one more note would be, though, that a lot of production companies, you know, like Atlas Entertainment, for example, my buddy works over there. He just helped shepherd American Hustle. It was theirs before they actually had a distributor. So that is another way, because they read hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of scripts. You're not going to get your script in the hands of a studio. Yes, that they have a whole other different a process of approvals. But production companies, you could get it a little more in. And while you're an up-and-coming
But I don't think production companies take cold emails because then they're liable.
Right.
I don't think they take cold emails,
Yeah, they
but
have to
if
be
you're not
asked
a
for.
known name and you get it in the right hands, I mean, miracles happen every day. But the same could be said about any talent. Until you are a name, they're going to have their say about the final direction of everything. So until there's weight against your name and your vision, they have the power, unfortunately. It happens all the time.
You also usually have to sign, you know, we might have something exactly the same as yours before you submit it. Those are other, like you just sign a non-disclosure type of reversal agreement. So usually a page long and just says
they own you, basically.
We can have exactly the same thing with the same title and all the same characters that some ghostwriter wrote. You know, but we'll read your thing. You know.
If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to AMC Movie News on YouTube. It's free and a great way to stay updated with all the latest movie news and check out our daily show, AMC Movie Talk. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to stay in the loop for our special prizes, giveaways, and contests.